Hi, welcome to Vicky Signature. If this is the first time you're seeing this channel, thanks for stopping by, and to my returning subscribers, thanks for always sticking to this channel. So in today's tutorial, I'll be looking at how to cut and sew this beautiful sleeveless gown with a button down. So if this is what you're really interested in, please stay tuned as we're about to start. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that when I post a new video, you'll be the first to see it. So this is the fabric I'll be using. I'm making use of 2 yards, so I've gone ahead to fold it. So what I used to fold it, I just fold it and then fold it, measure my hip divide by 4, and then I added like 7 extra inches. So when I have that, when I do that, I have 17 inches. So that is the 17 inches that I'm marking there. So after making sure all sides are equal, now we are going to be making the down part the length of the dress. Did you understand? This down part now is going to serve as a length. Then we are going to take our measurement from the upper part down. I believe you understand what I'm saying. So that is what I'm doing right now. So for the length of this dress, I'll be making use of 42 inches, right? I'll be making use of 42 inches. Then for ease and then for me to fold and hem the dress, I'll be adding like 2 more extra inches. So that is the length I am trying to mark. Can you see? Yeah. So we'll go ahead to mark it very well. You see what I marked, right? The remaining one is for the folding. So anything I mark on this side, I'll mark it on the other side in order for me to rule it together properly. Yeah, so this is the back that I am cutting. Since it's a button down, we have to cut the back before cutting the front. So after marking the lines that I just explained, I'll just use my straight rule to connect the lines properly, just as I have did. Yeah, believe you understand now. So from that side, we can be taking our basic measurement, which is for our shoulder to bust point, shoulder to waistline, shoulder to hip line. Yeah, so this is shoulder to waistline, which is 16 inches that I'm using. Then shoulder to hip line is 25, and then the down is the length of the dress. So anything I mark on this side, I will definitely mark it on the other side, just as I've been doing since. Then after marking it, next is for me to use my straight rule and join all the points together. Now we have our bust point, waistline, and then hip line. Yeah, so let's start with our shoulder measurement. So shoulder divided by 2 is 7.5 that I am using. Now after dividing it, I'll take my chest line measurement. So the chest line measurement I'm using is 8.5. This is just a basic bodies that I'm explaining over and over again, because I always drop tutorial on how to go about your basic bodies. So after drawing the chest line of 8.5, I'll go ahead to connect my shoulder measurement that I took, which is 7.5 to the down part. Then on that shoulder part, I'll come down by 1 inch to serve as the shoulder slope. Then anything I have there, I will divide it by 2. This is the simplest way in order for you to do that division. So at the midpoint, I will mark it. Then when I mark it, I'll go in by half of an inch. Yes, I'll go in by half of an inch. So that is what I'm doing. If you even have your basic body pattern, you can just place it and then cut out the armhole curve and everything there. But I'm just doing it over and over again so that we all can understand it. So after going out, you're just going to connect it upward to that 1 inches that you came down by. Then after that, I'll put my bust measurement on that chest line that we drew. So the bust I'm working with is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. Then after doing that, I'll connect all the points together using this curve rule. Then I mark this curve very well in order for us to see it. Yeah, so now next thing for us is to put the neck measurement. So the neck I'm working with is going to be 3 inches by 1.5. So 3.5 inches by 1, that is to say the width is going to be 3.5, and then the length, which is the depth, is going to be 1.5 inches. So that is what I am connecting right now. I believe you can see it. So after that, I'll join the shoulder slope that we came down by, that 1 inches that we came down by. We join our shoulder slope. I believe you understand down to this point. So I think this is a part that need more explanation on this dress, and I believe you understand this. So I've gone ahead to extend the chest line so that we all can see it properly. So after that, I'll go ahead to mark to chalk 0.5 inches, which is half inch, all the way around of that armhole and then down to the neck part, in order for it to serve as our allowance. Yes, so that when we are sewing it, it's going to serve as our allowance, and then it's going to cover the armhole part properly, so that your bra or your bust will not be showing through it. I believe you understand, because we'll be using a bias to turn it, but even aside that, we are going to still add half inch in order for everything to stay properly. So on the chest line, I'll add my bust measurement and add 2 inches. On the waistline, I'll put my waist measurement and add 2 inches again, 2 inches. So anything I add for the bust is what I'll add on the waist. Then on the hip line, I'll put my hip inches, which is 9.5, right? Then I'll add my 2 inches that I've been adding. So anything we'll have there, now we are just going to rule it straight down to the length of the dress. So this is just like an A-line dress, but then when I was done making it, I don't really like it that A-line. I just like shape it a little bit, but this is how it is done. So some want it A-line, some want it straight. Mine is not really straight, but I just like remove small inches from the down part, so that it at least matches the hip small. Yeah, it's just a small thing I remove, but the A-line is still also fine. So from this hip line, I'll just go ahead to connect the line straight down to the hem of the dress. Then we can go ahead and cut it out. Now after cutting, we are just going to place it on a new folded fabric and then leave like 2 inches space. After that, we'll still go ahead to cut it out, which is going to be for the front. So we now have our back and then our front. So what is left is for us to determine the neckline for the front. So I'm gonna head to fold the back from the front so that we can see it properly. Initially we use 1.5 for the neckline in the back, right? So but for the front, we'll be making use of 3 inches neckline. So I'll come down by 1.5 again, and then we are going to maintain the 3.5 we use for the neck length, neck width. So we're just going to maintain that line. So after that, I'll just go ahead to cut it off. Just go ahead to cut the neckline off. I make sure I leave my half inch on it in order for us to use it to turn. Sorry, I couldn't show where I turned the shoulder, but right now I've already gone ahead to join the shoulders. Now after joining the shoulders, we're going to use our bias tape to turn the armhole. Can you see? When I'm done, I'll bring it. So after turning the armhole, can you see this is what we have? Our tutorial is moving fast, right? This video is moving fast, yeah. So after turning the armhole, next thing we are going to do, we're going to place the dress like so, and then chalk the two waistline that we have. On that 2 waistline, we are going to go up by 1 inches. Yes, we're going to be going up by 1 inches. This is where we are going to be placing our lacing now. We'll go up by 1 inches. Yes, we'll come down by 1 inches. This is 3 lacing, and then we'll come down again to make it 4 lace. You can do 3, but at least do the minimum of 3, but maximum of 4 or 5, so that it will not be that bulky at the back. So I made 4, right? So after that, I'm gonna head to cut this on loop. I'll go ahead to the sewing machine and then sew it on it, just as I've explained. So on this part, I'll go up by 1, come down by 1 again. That is to say we have 4 places where we'll be fixing our loop. So I'll go to the sewing machine and fix the loop and bring it. So guys, after fixing it, do you see what we have? So this is what it's looking like now. I fix it on the both sides. So now we are going to be using the other fabric to cover it up so that we can sew it down properly. So now after covering it up, next thing for us is to chalk out our allowance. Then we'll go to the sewing machine and sew it. So I'll be making use of 1 inch. Discover we added 2 inches while we were cutting, so I will sew 1 inch, then I'll leave the remaining 1 inch for ease. Yes, so that is the 1 inch that I am chalking. So after chalking it, next thing we'll be doing, I'll do same thing on the other side. I'll chalk the other side, then I'll go and sew it and bring it. So after sewing it, can you see it's looking so nice already? So next thing now, we are going to be working on the button side. So remember we use our we kept 2 inches for the button, right? So now we are just going to mark that sorry, it was 2.5 actually. We're going to mark that 2.5 all the way down. Then we are going to go ahead to what, fold it, just as you can see me doing like this. So I'll be folding it with what, 1 inch each. So we are going to be folding it with 1 inch. So after folding it like this, we'll go to the sewing machine and run a stitch straight down. Then I'll bring it. So guys, after running a stitch straight down, it's looking so nice already, right? Yeah. So next thing for us now is for us to use the bias tape and turn the neckline. Then after turning the neckline, I'll go to the down of the dress and then fold the down of the dress with the inches that we added while we were cutting. Can you see? Yeah, we'll go ahead to fold the down of the dress. So when I'm done doing that, I'll bring it for us to see. So guys, after folding the down and then using the bias for the neck and everywhere, the cloth is looking so fine already. Can you see? It's so simple and then it's so easy. So next thing is for us to what, fix our button. But before then, let me show you how beautiful the dress is, right? Can you see the way it's looking so clean? So I did this cover button from the market. So I think I made it for 500 or so. I gave them my pieces and then they did it for me. So we'll be putting the cover button and then we'll go to the sewing machine and stitch it and use needle and thread to sew it inside. So I'll be using like 3 to 4 inches space depending on what I have, but when you are doing that, just make sure you give the space very well. And that is all for this tutorial. I hope you love it and see you in my next tutorial. Bye.